The Shark boss fight is the first big difficulty spike in Tribe 9, but with my guide, you will clear this encounter with ease. So, let's get started. Before we even start the fight, we need to adjust our tension cards, team comp, and compatible monsters. The most important tension card here is Ferocity, as it will revive one character upon death, but drain your entire tension bar as a result. When we're still learning fights in Tribe 9, survival cards are very helpful, so I can't recommend this one enough. As for team comp, obviously use your best characters, but I recommend bringing a healer along, and if you have him, which you should, use Saigo, as his abilities make certain moves Shark does very easy to deal with, as we'll see in a bit. And lastly, equip the most up-to-date compatible monsters. The head and body of compatible monsters affect your character's defense and health stats. Even if they don't have the best skills, those extra stats given to your operating character, the one you'll be playing as the most, can really help you survive this encounter. With our gear updated, let's enter the battle and go over Shark's moveset. First, Burrow. The boss will always begin the battle by using this attack. If you are hit by this, the boss will inflict the de-stress status, slowing your movement. The attack also shoots water rings by the sides, so the best course of action is to parry this move. The parry hitbox is gigantic, whether it be a melee or ranged character. Anytime the boss submerges into the floor, I throw out a parry. You can practice this timing by restarting the boss fight, and I recommend doing so as shutting down this move makes the whole fight more manageable. After this move, Shark likes to do one of two melee attacks, a frontal tail cleave, which only hits the front, dodge to the side or back to avoid, or a three-part chomp. The first two hits come out quick, and the last bite is delayed and does increase damage. Don't worry about DPS, just wait and dodge to the side, then after the 3 count, resume your attacks. Next, Shark will occasionally leave melee range to fire off a laser that also inflicts distress. To avoid this, I recommend chasing after the boss and sprinting behind it to avoid the beam. If this is not an option, dodging under the beam as it's about to arrive is also viable. Eventually, Shark will submerge and reappear in the middle of the map, launching mines all around the arena. To survive this attack, you have to bait Shark to devour one of the mines. So stand right on top of one, wait for a Shark to lock onto your position and charge at you. Once it starts the charge, it will not move, so you can safely dodge. The Shark will eat the mine and become stunned for a time. But be careful not to overextend your dodging, as other mines are exploding all around the arena. Next, we have a cascading wave mechanic. 3 rows of water will crash around the outer perimeter of the arena. These waves will always fall down in the exact same order. But if dodging is a challenge, fighting in the center of the arena will help, as these waves may not do much damage, but inflict distress. After this move, Shark will disappear completely and the music will fade. A warning will appear, and Shark will jump, then crash down, creating a splash. Both of these hits inflict distress. My recommendation for dodging this attack is to aim your camera down and sprint in one direction. Once you hear a warning, a puddle will spawn, targeting your active character. When you see the puddle, spam your dodge button in one direction to avoid the jump and the follow-up splash. This is by far Shark's most devastating attack, and getting the timing down is half the battle. If you are having issues dodging this, swapping to Saigo and using his strategy skill will heavily reduce the damage, trivializing the move. And lastly, Shark's EX attack. The arena lighting will dim and Shark will spawn a whirlpool in the center of the arena. Shark will periodically dash from its whirlpool towards your operating character, while the waves from before crash down in the same order. During this time, the boss is not targetable, so spend all of your concentration and stamina dodging the waves and dashes. I walk clockwise in a circle around the arena, tapping A on my keyboard. Alternatively, you can avoid the entire attack with Saigo if you just press his strategy skill. Either way, just keep moving, the boss will never hit you with the dashes, and even if he does, the damage does not inflict distress. Just watch for the waves, and the battle's already won. Now with that all taken in consideration, let's view one of my attempts against Shark. I'm using a level 45 team against a level 40 version of the Shark, but the mechanics, the moves, everything's all the same. At the start, I back up, counter it, because you do not want it to be under the arena. That distress mechanic's pretty bad. A cleave coming out, and then next should be the bites. And just be a little patient. There you go. After that, it's usually the laser. What I do is, yeah, just like I said, hug its little like jets on the back. Got a lucky break here. Iroha and Gotanda. Really strong team. Really powerful tension cards here as well. That's, you know, we're doing it with the optimal setup so you see the moves really fast. You don't really need to counter all that much. I think that's the last counter I do, but now it's moving to the center, launching out the mines all around the arena. You can't hang out in the center. You probably shouldn't DPS it like I was there, but I kind of know the timing at this point. It eats a mine, you go back in, rinse and repeat. The bots here don't do any damage, actually, but, you know, they gotta make sure they survive the mechanic. And Yo just so good at breaking. Tons of tension. Activate my high tension cards, and I'm getting a lot of crits. Don't worry about that. The damage is sky high, because, you know, I've been farming compatible monsters for a minute here, but I also don't have the ferocity card, so if I take any damage, I'm dead. For the most part. Because it's kind of a glass cannon build, but here come the waves. It's not going to do the whirlpool on the first go. I'm just looking out for that puddle. There it is, and we're spamming dash. Gotta be careful of the waves as well. If you can kind of just spin around in a circle in the center, that move's not so bad. Salting here to speed things along. Big damage. Yeah, nice. Got a couple crits in there. Oh, this could get hairy. So we have the waves and the laser, but we always prioritize not getting hit. Everything works out. So even if you don't get hit at all, it will still use its EX tension move. I've done a lot of fights of this. Always seems to go for it, but we're, you know, kind of just tapping A and dodging. As long as you keep moving, the dashes will not hit you, I promise you. And just mind the waves. They're always coming out in a fixed pattern. They're a little faster than the first time, but that's okay. And last but not least, nothing to worry about except the jump. There it is. And we keep on moving. That splash is pretty big. And that's pretty much the fight. All 7 moves went off in quick succession. After that, it looks a little tired, actually. Trying to run away, but I won't get a chance. If you enjoyed this guide and want to see more Tribe 9 content, please do me a favor and subscribe. I got a lot more planned, and this is just the tip of the iceberg for those who are looking for some help. And yeah, thanks a bunch. See you next time. More videos coming soon. Bye.